Yeah, thank you, Michael. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our session. My name is Martin Rövekamp, but I will ask Knut, my co-speaker, to introduce himself. So please, Knut.
Yes, thank you, Martin, and thank you everyone for joining. So Knut is my name. I'm from Norway, and excited to be here together with my buddy in crime today, Martin, and telling you a little bit about tips and tricks about Copilot, AI, ChatGPT, and all that kind of stuff for everybody that is struggling to write content. So I've been working for long in the Microsoft space, like 20 plus years. That's making me sound old, but that's okay. Excited to be here, and let's introduce you, Martin.
Yeah, okay. So my name is Martin Rövekamp. I'm working together with Knut for a few years now regarding intranet stuff. So our main focus is like how to bring content or information to users. And our focus is here to assist editors. So Knut is hosting Collab Days Oslo. I'm hosting Collab Days Hamburg. And so just, just join us on the next conference in Oslo in November, but let's continue with our topic. So editors, as you see in the image, there's like an office. They have like producing some magazine, some website, some whatever. They have to create images. They have to create text. They have to have some plans, whatever. And in the past, we had doing it all manually, and now with the AI age, we thought, okay, let's check if how we can use ChatGPT, how we can use Copilot to support them. And so the definition by Oxford Language is like an editor is a person who is in charge and determines the final content of a newspaper or of an article, of a magazine or multi-author book. And what are the tasks? So there's, on the one hand, we have the common communication strategy. So to create, we have like to create a plan when to publish what. We have to edit and create texts. We have like images to search, images to create, images and graphics to be created, designed, whatever. Then we have the pages and we have layout. And today we will focus on these three. We will start with texts and then go and show how to create, for example, images and graphics. And finally, when the demo got fine with Knut will show summarize all these topics before when we create some pages in SharePoint. So what about enhancing the creativity? When I came up with an idea to discuss with Knut, I said, it's okay, we have for 1 year now, we have like ChatGPT and we have Copilot, but so the first tries were interesting, but not that, let's say, satisfying as mostly accepted or expected. And so we decided, okay, let's go a bit deeper. And the first thing is I asked ChatGPT about this topic, and I was sitting on the airport waiting for it, and then just, okay, let's try it out. What does ChatGPT think? And ChatGPT like compares very detailed information and comparing Copilot and ChatGPT, giving advices. What can we use? And the same prompt I used with Copilot, and Copilot also brings answers for both of them, but not that detailed than before, and even less points. So same prompt, two different solutions, and you get kind of similar, but also different results. That's just to know that you have, if you have different tools to use, try to get out what you would really like to do. So the topics we see AI supporting our colleagues as editors is like, okay, the first thing comes in my mind is generation of ideas and the brainstorming thing. And for sure, there's the research assistance so that you can ask AI, let's say Copilot, do we have more information about something? And then he comes back with some more detailed, maybe stuff you haven't thought about. Like the drafting, drafting could be like creating a draft for an article, create a draft for a logo. So it's something like you have the white paper and you get some feedback from the machine. It's also like collaboration with a Copilot, with the AI to get some stuff. It's also like you can ask Siri to give me something. So with the language model, you can more easy talk to the computer than before. Then you can get some style suggestions. So like optimize my style, make it more friendly, make it more longer. Get this feedback from the machine, or just, as I mentioned before, like make the text longer, make it shorter. We will see it later on. You can also get some layout ideas, and with you can save time when you automate some tasks. And finally, what's for me very important, the fact check and the quality check. I mean, it's always like just a co-pilot, just you are still the driver, and you have an assistant who gives you some addresses, but never believe the navigation system will send you crossing a river where there's no bridge because there's a ferry. And if you go just and take the ferry, if there's no one, then you will swim with your car. So check the stuff, you get the results you get. So there are many websites and where they list AI tools, and we have like hundreds of tools you can use. We have just like for this 5 points, like for research, for images, for video, for writing and design, we have listed a few of them. For example, DALL-E 3 is now included in many versions, and Midjourney, I will show Midjourney later on, but you can also, we have a process here with my colleagues. My colleague is starting with Midjourney, then adding it to Adobe, and using Firefly to make the image even bigger. So there are like many processes you can use for that. But what about the workflow? You are sitting on your in front of your computer using your browser, like you're in your intranet. But you don't want to change the program. What about if you use plugins for your browser? And there are like also hundreds of them, and we have just a few examples for you with some use cases. So like Fancy GPT is a tool where you can get snippets and visualize them from your ChatGPT results. Then we have the Reader GPT, which is nice when you have like you have opened a website and you can just prompt summarize this article in 50 words. So there's a real long article, like 15 pages, and then you want just to get the real content of it, and then you can use Reader GPT to be faster. So this is a use case for this automation to be faster in that what you're doing. The Writing Mate, which is like a chatbot supporting you to write and describe, to write blogs, make descriptions, create documents or slides. So this is like also a useful tool just in your browser, and then you can start your task. Then we have the Chrome extensions with from Engage AI. So like you want to answer some posts on some posts in LinkedIn, and you can just use this plugin to get your friendly or funny answer, or even to create the question or your custom prompt. And then, yeah, Knut, maybe you want to describe yours, or like the ChatGPT video summary.
Yeah, I can do that, Martin. And of course, this one is just a Chrome extension that will allow you to take any kind of YouTube video and just get, for instance, I did a summary out of it. For instance, like before I worked with the Techie Gurus, which was like a blog where basically like a website where you can post like different type of articles and so on as an MVP. And there we always did some videos with different people on different conferences, and then we needed to write like a summary of the video to kind of create like an article around it. And then of course it was super easy and super great to have the help of Glasp here to do that summarization for us with the help of ChatGPT, Claude, Mistral AI, or Gemini. So you can kind of go in and configure which one to use. And also, more importantly, for people that have need to get the audio translated into multiple languages, you can also use this tool to actually generate a transcript of the talking in the videos into multiple languages. So it's also help you with understanding if you don't understand the language that is spoken in the video that is on YouTube. So it's a great extension, and test it out if you haven't done already.
And there's one more thing, the AIPRM. Well, this is like a prompt database, prompt template. It's where you can search for topics, and then you can find your prompt for any kind of AI you have, and then try it out. So this is about just a few examples how you can enhance your productivity with Chrome extensions or with browser extensions. So that's. But what about creating text? Sure. The first way I created text was like with Copilot or with ChatGPT or YandexGPT. But I would like to show another tool which is used by my colleague, and that's WriteSonic. So WriteSonic is a website where you can have some different plans, like you start with $0, but you can also go to the professional one, like $80 a month, and you can choose between different ways. So you can, here you have a search window, and then you can say, okay, I want to create an article, I want to create a LinkedIn post or whatever, and then the tool gives you a structure how to build up a prompt with a wizard. You don't need to have your like chat window in ChatGPT and add all the prompt details there. You just start here. So what I did here is like I have chosen the LinkedIn post, and then you get this wizard. I've chosen English as the main language, and then so I add the main focus. I get always some suggestions to choose. So like the next one is like engagement goal. What do you want? Okay, you promote, petition, and then I get like foster engagement. Then it creates the next thing that like key takeaways. So also like just choose your own ideas or the suggestions, and when you click then on next, it gives, in this case, it gives you the call for action. So this also depends on the content, the steps you fill here, and the result is like, okay, like the ChatGPT or Copilot version, but here I could also then enter the link. And that's how they create the LinkedIn post, but you can get it, you can choose a long article and so on. But that would take more time. And I would just wanted to get you to check this out, because so you can check it out for free. It's Writesonic, and nice solution, at least worth to try. So create images. This image I created also with AI, and the prompt I created with ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT, can you please create me a prompt to use with AI tools, to create images with AI tools, and have some more information about it, and that's how it works. So first example is how my colleague works with Midjourney, and so that's kind of, he has the bot, and we start here, and we start, okay, we choose first the prompt type, and then we start with the prompt and say, okay, I want a jazz trumpeter in the sky, 3D Pixar style. And then I give a style reference, sref, a style reference. So we choose this image as a style reference, and then we give a source reference. So that's an image from my side, and then we give the content weight 0, means that it's only concentrating on my face and not on the complete image. Then it runs. And so with 35%, it will start to render the images. And then you get a selection of 4 images. And you see, okay, so we have chosen the 4th one. But as you see, there are a lot of distortion. So, okay, next step, we choose the distortion fields or areas. And then we add to the prompt no birds, no airplanes, and run again. And then we get, so these are the sources and the styles, and then we get a new result. And that's how it looks like. So that's what they made out of my image together with the style. So the next example is Copilot. So as I said before, I used ChatGPT to create a prompt. This is the prompt I created with ChatGPT. So I wanted to have like an image for Metaverse, and that's what he's calculating with Microsoft Designer. And on the one hand, I expect a special style because the designer has always a style, but so that are the selections, not too bad. So what you get here, and now this prompt I add to Flux. So Flux is image generation AI from a Black Forest Labs, and it's integrated in some tools. In the last slide, I have some links where you can find it and try it out. So you can modify some results things, and I added the prompt, and now we get the next image. And this was the basic for the images I had been using for the topic slides. So here's the metaverse image, and as you see, it's more photorealistic. And this is like 3 examples for images. Now, Knut, creating pages. We have seen how to create text. We have seen some examples how to create images. We didn't do graphics, but maybe we have now DemoGod on our side.
Let's hope for the best. So I will take over the screen sharing, and then you can take it back later for the last slides. So perfect. Thank you so much. So let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll just move this one. So of course, like a lot of content creators these days, they sit in SharePoint. They need to create different type of pages there, like either articles, or maybe they need to create some, basically news posts or something like that. So of course, everybody's familiar with either creating the page from here into the app launcher of Microsoft, or you can create it from within here as part of the basically old UI. So we just create a page here. We get some templates from Microsoft that we can use. So for now, we could, for instance, just use the visual one as a template, or we can use like a blank one. It kind of doesn't matter too much, or we can use the basic one. So I will just use the basic one for now because we have some text there already. And of course, now, as every editor knows, they need to do like a few things on this page. Like, first of all, one thing that everybody needs to do is to add the text that they want to have on the page. So in our example here right now, the idea is actually that we should go in and do like a text around like what we are doing into kind of like moving the company into the metaverse in a sense. So we have a text that we should just start to write here now. So, but of course, if I write it just in here, so we can see what happens. So our company just want to launch our offering into Mars and Venus. That's a small text, and we can see that right now in my environment, I got like the Copilot experience into SharePoint. It's a little bit underwhelming at the moment, but I'm pretty sure it will come more later because right now I only have it here in the text widgets. It doesn't work in any other widgets at the moment. So here you see on the right side, we have like stock images, we have some web parts, all that kind of stuff, but the only web part that is currently supported is the text one. So I can go in here and then I can ask Copilot to actually how to rewrite it for me, or I can adjust it with like a different type of texting that I want. So it can be more concise, it can be longer. We can do it, make it sound more casual, professional, creative. So let's just choose creative now. And then you'll see that the Copilot will pop in and change the text for us and come up with the 3 suggestions that we, in a sense, are used to from ChatGPT. But it doesn't write the text longer. It doesn't write like an article or like a blog or even a long enough text that I can use for a page. So to do that, of course, we need to jump out of the experience that we have right here, and we need to jump into, for instance, Copilot. So here I have my Copilot. I can go and look at, let's not do that, but I can go here and just start with Copilot and basically write the same. So I can, let me just go back and copy my text from my previous screen over here. So our company just want to launch our offering into Mars and Venus. That's a small little text that I will use. Let's go and jump into then, for instance, here to ask like, Copilot, can you write a blog post about, and let's call our company also Metaverse Corp, and our expansion into Metaverse from our old offices in Germany and Norway into Mars and Venus. And then we'll see what Copilot will write for us. So let's just copy that so we have it for later. So now you see that it starts to write, and here it comes with a lot of great suggestions, and you see it comes with more content, like meat to the bone, like I would like to say. So that is great. We get like a lot of stuff here. You see also which resources it uses for this one, and we can of course like it. We can ask it to write another one, be more precise, do all of that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that now because this is everybody I think knows that at the moment. But let's go and compare the same question in here. This is actually the previous one I ran, so let's do that one as well now. And I will do the same in Copilot. So just ask a new topic and put in this one. And then we can see like how them are different in how Copilot is writing and how the kind of the ChatGPT are writing things. So here you see that their team is coming here. It comes with some nice icons here as well. It puts it in, and you are coming up here with some also hashtags and all that kind of stuff. So that's great. It's good. That saved me like probably like 5 minutes of writing this myself. But as we all know, we need to read it to see if we agree with it and see if whatever the AI writes for us is like nonsense or if it's something we can use. But then let's go back here. We see that we have Metaverse Corp expands horizon new venture in Germany, Switzerland, Mars, and Venus. Because here the text I wrote was create a text to publish on an intranet from Metaverse Corp about expansion into new countries like Germany, Switzerland, Mars, and Venus. We always discuss this Mars and Venus as a country, but that's minor details. So here's the title we got. So Metaverse Corp expands horizons, new ventures in Germany, Switzerland, Mars, and Venus. Compared to the one that we got here, expanding house of German, Sweden, Mars, and Venus. So the title is actually equally, but then if you dig more into it, we will see that probably the texts are different coming in from Copilot and from also, of course, ChatGPT. Here, as you might have seen, I'm signed in with my account. So that means that it could get access to my information in my organization. So it's not just collecting stuff on the web. So that also could help, of course, with Copilot, maybe being more kind of close to whatever we have in the organization if it looked for information in documents that we already had. We can, of course, also add documents and stuff into Copilot here to make it even more accurate. But let's for now just copy the text and say, okay, we are happy with this. Let's do the Copilot one since we are all Microsoft people here, more or less. And then we will just go back into my SharePoint page and I can go in and just paste it here. So now you see that I have, and you see how that worked. Didn't work well. We got like a lot of mess and noise here. That's okay. I always have like a hack to do that. Just open Notepad, put the text in Notepad, and then paste it afterwards. And of course, we don't maybe need the sources in this particular case. So we will just take it like this, copy it in, and then we can always format it and do the last final bits in here. As you can see, we have here, and then we'll just go in and we make the title. Now you can always argue and discuss will the same time, since I need to do like a lot of formatting, all that kind of stuff, or if it will kind of make me spend more time, so I also have to read through it. But again, we can then go into Copilot and we can auto rewrite it with the same properties we had before to see if it will also finalize it even better. Like one thing that I have seen, which I really like about Copilot in a sense, and even ChatGPT is, for instance, I'm not English fluent. So for instance, for me, I could have written all this text without getting a Copilot or ChatGPT to write it for me. And I can have then gone in here and ask how to rewrite from Copilot to make it better in the English sense. You know, so I could have my bad pronounced or spelled English, and I can get Copilot to basically help me to improve it. But that brings us over to like the next thing I want to insert here, because you see I have here some place for an image. So I will just put in here, and I want to put in an image in here. So normally you see that where images comes are recent images used. You can use stock images, web search, all that kind of stuff. But all those images are not unique for me because somebody else might use the same ones. So that means that maybe it doesn't present the corporate brand in the sense that I want it to do. So let us go and take a look at how this could have been done if we will have used the Microsoft Designer as we have here. And to save a little bit of time, since we don't have too much time, I will basically just go and see if I can grab the one that I had yesterday. So you see here, I have here run it already yesterday. So we have created an image of planets, Mars, and Venus with a guy holding a banner. Here we didn't see a banner, but here we have a banner. So you see these are the images that we created with Microsoft Designer. We saw that Martin showed Flux and other tools that create like less cartoonish images, if you can call it like that, more realistic ones. So here you just need to decide like what you want yourself or from the corporate images. But at least in this sense, we have images that we can use. We have images that works. We could also have done this within Copilot itself. So for instance, I had the text here. Let's see, go back to this one and click here. We can actually also, instead of just going into Microsoft Designer, we have done this decisively into Copilot, either here or into Teams. You also have a Teams app for doing this. And now, of course, I need to just to sign in. And then we can do it again. So let's do like this, because that's one of the limitations with Copilot is that you need to be signed in to create images. So let's see if we get it to collaborate and see. Sometimes it just doesn't work. That's always how it works as well. With new things, Copilot released the Wave 2 like yesterday. So that might be the reason. Let's change to web to see if it makes it work. I think that will make it help because I had the work tab, and yeah, now we see it works. So probably we'll call it a user error, like always, or the demo gods, which always is nice to have with us or not. So now it will generate the image in here. It takes a few seconds, hence why I wanted to show you the other ones. And you see now they're pretty similar than the one I created like yesterday. As Martin mentioned, like a lot of times you see that it is created in kind of the Copilot with the DALL-E and so on. It gives like a special way of having images in a sense. So yeah, so that's how those are looking. But they're futuristic, and we are here in metaverse already, so why not? But now, of course, I could jump back into my article here, and instead of selecting one of the stuff here, I can basically just go and grab the image that I just downloaded, and I can add it into my presentation here. So this is like how we can create pages with the help of AI. There are, of course, other tools we can use than Copilot, Microsoft Designer, and so on that I just on ChatGPT, as I mentioned now. And we know that, of course, this Copilot experience within here also is gonna change over time. This is like the first version. We see now Copilot in Word, Copilot in PowerPoint is always evolving, and it will continue to evolve here as well. So yeah, so that's how to do pages in the browser in SharePoint in that particular case, as we show now, with the help of AI.
Yeah, and I just remember that I spent hours in the past, really hours, to find good images for my presentation. And now if you have like a prompt catalog, you can easily create some fitting to your stuff you want to create.
Yeah, I think really like I think like the tool you showed earlier, that where you can have all the prompts saved, for instance, in as a Chrome extension, or to use Copilot Labs would be great. Also, Microsoft have a Power App that they have created, where you can also have a prompt catalog, which is open source, which is really, really useful for this particular case, because then you can also actually vote on the different prompts you think is the best one. So yeah, that's a great idea.
So, okay, then I take over.
Yes, please do so.
So back on my screen.
Yes, we can see
Now
your
let
screen
me-
again, Martin.
Now I need share sound. Okay. So let's see. So we have wave 2. So we had some new stuff coming up on last Monday, and I'd like to show at least 2 examples. Okay.
Introducing Narrative Builder.
Do you hear something?
Now, Copilot is your creative partner.
Yeah.
Let's say you're getting ready to pitch a new customer. You ask Copilot to create a compelling pitch deck in your company template that shows how your product will attract shoppers and keep them in the store longer. Now, with Narrative Builder, you are in creative control. It starts with a draft outline, where you can reorder the flow, delete or add topics, and ensure you've got a solid outline before creating a presentation. Let's add 2 more sections to the flow. One on our key value props, and another with customer testimonials. Within seconds, you have a content outline and you're ready to start on your presentation. Copilot makes a plan for creating the slides and executes it, crafting the titles and draft copy, pulling in images from your corporate library, and applying your company's PowerPoint template so the presentation is on brand. Now you're ready to iterate with Copilot as your partner. This slide could use an image. So you tell Copilot what you're looking for, and within seconds, it provides several options from your company's approved image library. Once you've selected a photo, you can choose from several slide design options aligned to your company's brand guidelines. With Copilot as your design, writing, and editing partner, you can focus on nailing your pitch.
Well, I think this is something we have been waiting for a long time, so I can't wait to try it out myself.
Yeah, this is where Copilot should be, I think. So it starts to be more user friendly and end user friendly. And the first thing I think about when I see this is actually Viva Topics. That this is a great replacement for that.
Yeah, and we have one more for
Introducing Narrative Builder. Now, Copilot is your creative partner. Let's say you're getting ready to pitch a new customer. You ask Copilot to create a compelling pitch deck in your company template that shows how your product will attract shoppers and keep them in the store longer. Now, with Narrative Builder, you are in creative control. It starts with a draft outline, where you can reorder the flow, delete or add topics, and ensure you've got a solid outline before creating a presentation. Let's add 2 more sections to the flow. One on our key value props, and another with customer testimonials. Within seconds, you have a content outline and you're ready to start on your presentation. Copilot makes a plan for creating the slides and executes it, crafting the titles and draft copy, pulling in images from your corporate library, and applying your company's PowerPoint template so the presentation is on brand. Now you're ready to iterate with Copilot as your partner. This slide could use an image. So you tell Copilot what you're looking for, and within seconds, it provides several options from your company's approved image library. Once you've selected a photo, you can choose from several slide design options aligned to your company's brand guidelines. With Copilot as your design, writing, and editing partner, you can focus on nailing your pitch.
So that was a test. Have you seen it before? I don't know why it came twice. I wanted to show this one, but I don't know why it repeated the page. So, okay, sorry for that.
Introducing Copilot Pages.
So,
Pages is a dynamic, persistent canvas designed for multiplayer AI collaboration. Let's say you work for an EV charging company and there's a new business opportunity. You start in BizChat. where you ask Copilot to do some research on the web. You want some basic information, like the number of daily passengers and information on the number of parking spaces with EV chargers. Copilot pulls the information and you turn the response into a page so you can keep working. You want to share what you've got so far and ask your colleagues to help. So you tag them. Now everyone can immediately start to contribute and you can see their edits in real time. Next, you need to get started on a plan for your proposal. So let's switch over to the Work tab. Here, you can ask Copilot to reference a previous plan to give you a head start. Copilot pulls in the deliverables, work back schedule, and owners, which you add to your page. Immediately, your colleagues can begin updating the work back schedule and assigning owners. The next step is the proposal outline. You want to review the customer needs, so a coworker uses Copilot to pull in a bulleted list of requirements from a recorded meeting with the customer last week. In seconds, Copilot is able to synthesize the discussion and give your team the key takeaways. Now you're ready to start building the proposal. Last year, you landed a similar deal, so you want to reuse that great work. You ask Copilot to use that proposal as a starting point and update it to include the new customer requirements. With one last click, Copilot pulls it all together for you. Pages is an entirely new pattern of work, designed for human to AI to human collaboration.
So,
Yeah. Woohoo. Yeah, so that was actually the one that I was thinking about with Viva Topics replacement.
Yeah,
so I was,
yeah.
I just ruined the surprise. But that is cool to see how Loop is integrating into Copilot. So that will be great.
So our takeaways now. So it's not only one tool to use. So like it depends on your use case and your preferences. So as you have seen, I had tried out a few image generators, and sometimes I use Flux, and sometimes I use DALL-E, and sometimes I use Midjourney. It depends on the idea. So as I know the type of stuff I'd like to have being created, I use the tool I want to use. That's the same like in comparison with the text generation in Copilot and in ChatGPT. If you want more detailed information from your organization, maybe you should use Copilot because ChatGPT won't get the information there. So use the prompt catalog to save the prompts you already created and the results you liked, and then just modify some situations. And check out the Copilot Studio to get all this prompts and so like sorted prompts and examples you can use. What else, Knut?
No, I think you summarized this really well. So, I think like you just need to find your favorite tools as always, because it's a pretty big jungle with all the AI tools that is out there. So you need to find the ones that makes more sense for you. If that is ChatGPT or Copilot or whatever it is, that's of course up to you. My experience is that depending on what you need to Copilot or ChatGPT to write, it will be different which tool is the right one. So it also might be that you need to use multiple tools for depending on what you want as the outcome. So yeah.
Any questions?
Was no questions during at least, which is great. That probably means that we was very clear with everything we said, so that is awesome. Of course, if anyone has questions afterwards, feel free to connect with me or Martin on LinkedIn, and hopefully we'll see you at a conference that we are organizing in Oslo in person this time. So, Michael, thank you for posting the feedback form in the chat. Feel free to fill in whatever feedback you have, good, bad, not so good, not so bad. Just be sure to give us some great feedback so we can like an in-depth details feedback. So it's not just thumbs up or thumbs down, basically. But tell us how we can improve and what you're missing might be in the session. And thank you for joining.
Yeah.